Welcome to the Airclips ultimate cockpit movie about a super classic 1956 built Convair 580 aircraft of Nolinor Aviation. Right now you see the operating main base of Nolinor Aviation at Montreal's Mirabel Airport, with the entire Convair 580 fleet resting at the apron in fall 2019. Due to new regulation requirements getting into force early 2020, unfortunately Nolinor Aviation is forced to retire its fleet that it operated for decades and that has been the backbone of the operations for many years. Saying that, passenger aircraft of Convair 580 will very soon disappear from the skies all around the world. At that point in time, there were only two operators worldwide that still had the passenger version in operations, which were Nolinor Aviation and Air Chatham's down in New Zealand. Today, Nolinor Aviation invites you for a ride all the way from Winnipeg up to Churchill with polar bear spectators on a combi passenger and cargo mission. You have the rare chance to capture the beauty of this wonderful aircraft. Our ride today is on a Convair 580 that has been built in 1956 and was originally delivered to Braniff Airways. In other words, when you will be boarding the aircraft today, it is more than 63 years of age, but still going strong. In a moment we will meet our today's crew in Winnipeg. Actually, our flight will take place tomorrow and we are meeting the day before. The reason is that we have bad weather kicking in. In 2019, there was already a snowstorm visiting Winnipeg in early October, right in the morning of our Convair departure. For that reason, the crew has decided to do a run-up the day before, since the aircraft was resting for a while, to make sure that all the systems run well. And they are gonna invite you as well, not only to witness the flight, but also to be on board of the run-up. And as a little extra, since in the morning it will be dark and snowing, and it might be difficult to show you the full walk around of the Convair 580, First Officer André is so kind to give you an extra walk around the day before to show you all the beautiful details of this lovely aircraft.
Hi Airclips fan, welcome to Winnipeg. Today we will invite you on the Convair 580 just back there. It's a passenger aircraft. It's one of the last one remaining. It's going to be retired in a few months. So you will have the chance, the opportunity to fly with us on one of the last flying passenger Convair aircraft in the world. Our company has 3 of them, and we've been operating them for maybe 27 years, I think so. And it's going to be retired next month, so you are very lucky. Nolinor was founded in 1992. It's been flying for 27 years, and this aircraft has been the backbone of the company for all this time. We used to have 7 of them, and only 3 now are still flying today. We have 1 cargo and 2 passengers left. So we are in Winnipeg, Manitoba, in the center of Canada, and winter is on the doorstep. It's getting cold, so today the aircraft hasn't been flying for a little while. So today we will be testing the engines. We'll do a run-up and a walk around with you guys. So we will present you the aircraft. And my name is Steve Coulomb. I'll be assisted by the First Officer André Vanier and the Flight Engineer Vincent Perrault. Myself, I've been flying for Nolinor for about 9 years, and I used to be a mechanic before for 4 years. So I've been here for 13 years. So it's about a third of my life I've been spending with Nolinor.
Hi everybody and Airclips fans. My name is André and I'm happy to be here. Like Steve, I'm flying the fantastic Convair 580. And I'm very happy to be here to fly the last passenger flight with Nolinor. I'm from Nolinor since 5 years, and I'm a sheet metal technician too, so I do dual job. So I'm particularly happy about that.
Hey, I'm Vincent, the mechanic. So my role is to make sure the plane is serviceable, ready to fly every day. The schedule can change very quick, and right now we're doing some flights to go up north in Churchill.
Because of the bears, Churchill is known as the capital of the polar bear observation in the world. So every year in October and November we are bringing passengers over there to witness the polar bears. Just before the ice forms on the Hudson Bay, the polar bears gather around the bay and we bring people to witness them. So that's why we are flying there today, well tomorrow. And we are preparing the aircraft. Vincent makes sure that the aircraft is ready, airworthy. And right now the aircraft is configured in 32 passengers configuration. We're going to have cargo in the front, because we have to bring supplies up there. Because the Churchill doesn't have a road; it only has like a railway that can carry supplies, or the lifeline out of the town is only a railway. Or by maritime also there's a port, but it's only available for a short period of time during the year. Like right now, the winter is coming, so the line is going to be cut. And Vincent is also taking care of, he's going to take care of the luggage, or the fuel, refueling the aircraft.
Our aircraft was delivered to Braniff International Airways, and then it was passed on to Allegheny Airlines, Great Lakes Airlines and Great Northern Airlines, all in the United States. Then the aircraft has been converted from a piston prop equipped classic Convair 440, which it originally was, into a more modern turboprop version, Convair 580, with new engines, an extended nose, a new tail and some other more details. Then in the year 1980 it made its way to South Africa, to Air Cape, where it stayed for 4 years before going on to Canada already with its today's registration. There it was going back and forth between Air Ontario and Canair Cargo for a couple of times, until finally it landed in the fleet of Nolinor Aviation in 1998.
Hi everybody, hi Heraclips fan. I'm Andre again, and we are ready to make a detailed walk around together. The temperature is very cold at Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, so we will prepare like tomorrow morning the walk around for the flight Nolinor 890. So I start all the time, I walk around, I check the pitot heater and the pitot cover is not there, so everything is fine over here. And I will watch the nose of the aircraft, damage or everything else. And I will go to the nose gear right now. So the first thing, I will remove the gear pin. I put over there, and I watch the oil accumulator pressure. We have to need 1000 psi for the accumulator, so it's all right for this. We are here an emergency air bottle, so the gauge is inside of the cockpit, the captain's side of the cockpit. So the bottle is here, and everything leakage of the nose gear is fine. General conditions, spring. We have the strut for the nose gear, so we check everything is fine. Taxi light, actuator, no leak, no oil leak for the actuator. General condition for the tire, you can see the twin here, two tire, the worn of the tire. The scissor of the nose wheel is important because we have here a pin, so we can separate this part. So be sure the pin is very through the part over here. So I look closely if it's okay, fine. And we have a particularity of the aircraft is the cable over here is control the hydraulic system here. So we check if the cable is a good condition, so it's fine. All right, and you can see the general condition of the nose wheel. And okay, we will continue. External power closed. We can see the pitot the other side, the right side of the airplane, so the cover is removed. And we can check the door over here is flush of the skin, position lock, so everything is fine here. We can check to the antenna of the aircraft. So just one here and just one here. Everything is fine. And we pass for the cargo door. Once again, we can see the door is flush of the skin and is position locked. Every time I will open the door to see if the net is in position. So presently Vincent put the rudder block and he will install the net again. All right, so leading edge, the big nacelle of the engines, we check for the whole oil leak. We can see the big propeller of this aircraft is a fantastic big propeller. So it's a aero product, 4 blades steel, stainless steel blade, and it's full feathering and reversing propeller. It's a 1,000 pounds for this propeller, and it's almost, well, it's 13 feet diameter, so it's very, very big. It's a huge propeller. So look at that, it's a big blade. And we can talk about the engine. It's an Allison 501-D15. It's a big turbo engine, almost 4,000 HP, horsepower for this engine. And it's turned at approximately 13,820 RPM. So the blade will turn approximately around 1,020 RPM. So the gearbox do a big job on this kind of engine. So I will check. The propeller is low pitch. Screw is over there. No screw missing around the propeller here. Inlet plugs out is removed. Cover here is closed. And we will take a look inside here. Remove the gear pin again. And we can check the particularity of the place here is the spring over here. We have 7 springs, so we have to check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. How everything is there. The oil check is over there, and we have an AC pump inside. I don't know if you can see. It's dark a little bit, but you can see around the engine nacelle. So we can check again the general condition of the tire, the strut of the main gear, and the cylinder, the retraction cylinder, if we have a oil leak, hydraulic leak. So presently it's perfect. The wheel well is clean and it's fantastic. Okay, so well on the right side of the engine. So one more time, I check for the screw. Everything is over there. No oil leak. And on this engine, fans, look at that. It's very special. It's a EDC. It's a exhaust gas turbine. So this is a small turbine beside the big one. It's around 200 pounds of turbine and is a rate of 250 horsepower turbine, and is delivering airflow for the engine start for approximately 30 psi of pressure. So we need this little turbine to start the whole engine. So it's very special on this kind of aircraft. very special. We will start the GTC in a few minutes, so you will see that. Okay, man, you will check the leading edge for the damage, taxi light, landing light, fuel cap, cover. We have here a fuel panel inspection, so we'll check for the leak. We have a few fuel panel under the wings, so we can see that over here. The fuel stick is over there, no leak, and we can continue for the leading edge. No damage, and the wingtip is perfect, no damage. The landing light now, you know, you see that nav light is open now, so the GTC, the GPU is connected now. So we can see the static wing, aileron, so the alignment is perfect, no damage. We can see here the flaps. Once again, the alignment of the wings is perfect, very good, no damage under the flaps. And we can see here the turbine outlet. So we check the alignment of the exhaust pipe inside of the turbine. So it's important to check that. And one more time we can check the oil leak, the general condition of the landing gear. So inflation of the tire, brake line, everything is fine. Now we can go over here. This is the air conditioning air duct. So we check inside to see we have a foreign object inside here and inside here. So everything is fine. So we can check now the system, the bottle for the extinguishers. We have inside over here 2 bottles for the extinguisher system. So the first one is the main and the second is the reserve. So we check the pressure for the bottle. So it's perfect, over 100 psi. We will close. And now we can check the beacon lights. Usually the ground power is on, so now it's closed. The beacon is turning and light offshore. So presently it's off, but tomorrow morning it will be turned and lights. All right, outflow valve. We have 2 outflow valve and safety valve. So we will check. We bump a little bit a skin and we will check if the valve is stick. So we will hear the sound, and we can hear the sound. The safety valve is open, so it's not sticky. All right, we'll continue. We check the skin. This is a service door for the toilets, so it's fine. It's closed, perfect. The door again is closed and it's flush to the skin, so no damage. The horizontal stabilizer, the leading edge is fine. You can see the few patch on the leading edge. It's interesting because you can see the aircraft is a very old aircraft. It's 1956. So we have a lot of history about this aircraft, I think. So you can see the patch on this aircraft. It's very funny to look at. It's a nice patch. All right, you can see the elevator, static weak again is over there. The trim tab, the big trim tab, is aligned with the elevator, so it's fine. We can see the navigation lights on the tail over here, and we can see the vertical stabilizer and rudder of the aircraft. And again, we can see the big trim tab for the rudder, and everything is fine here. No damage, everything is aligned. No rudder block or control lock to block the rudder for the wind. So the Vincent removed the rudder block. We can see again the other door, flush, no damage, lock position, very fine. And we have the safety valve. Again, the other valve, well, we'll bump a little bit on the skin and we can hear the sound, the typical sound for the valve. It's not sticky, so it's perfect, it's working. All right, beacon lights is done. We have another side, the right side for the extinguisher, and we have the left side. So we'll check the two bottles of the right side. We'll open the access panel. It's pretty windy, it's cold. Okay, so we have the same like the right side. We have two bottles. It's for the left engine extinguishers bottle. I think it's a allon in English. I think so. The same English, French, allon. So we can check the pressure, 500 minimum. It's perfect. So we can close. Okay, we're in this airplane. Fans, look at that. We have a access battery. Is a special device, but it's like that. Maybe in 1950s, we can use this little handle to rise or put the batteries disconnect from the aircraft. So I will show you a little bit. So look at that. I can disconnect the battery for the aircraft, and when I rise the battery, I will connect all the system for the aircraft. So presently the aircraft, the battery is on the aircraft. So I will check for that. I will put the safety pin, close the access panel. Whoop. And everything is fine. This is the GPU access, so no big deal for that. All right, the same. Check the big flaps, and this is the part of the flaps over here. So it's a big flaps, and right there, just over there, turbine inlet, turbine pipe, the exhaust pipe. You can check the alignment, everything is fine. General condition of the tire again. Wear, strut, brake, no hydraulic fluid link. Oh, it's perfect. All right. And okay, flaps, aileron, static weak. And one more time, we will check the navigation light. Now it's closed because we don't have anymore the GPU. Okay, we will check again. Leading edge, no damage. Taxi light, fuel cap, and one more time, the access inspection panel, no leaks for the fuel. We have 4. All right for that. Tomorrow morning, the lights for the wing will be open. This will be the real walk around tomorrow morning. But now it's an extra movie for you guys. The light over there will light the leading edge for the icing, so we can check if we have some ice on the leading edge. So habitually is open. We have the trap over there. We can check if it's open. It's for the engine. And one more time, blade low pitch, screw over there, no missing screw. plugs removed, no oil leaks, and gear pin. Gear pin remove, spring on the system, 7 spring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, everything is there, all check. And it is particularly for this kind of aircraft, we have a nitrogen bottle. It's for open the starter and a few valves inside of the aircraft. So we have 2 bottles over here. It's important to be open to start the engine. So you will see that tomorrow when we will start the engine or for the run-up next. So I will open it, check the pressure. I can see the pressure. We have 1000 psi. It's perfect. We have 2, so we have to check bolt. It's open. So we are ready to start the engine now with the nitrogen bottle. That's a particularity of the of this kind of the engine of the aircraft too. So we are almost finished. We will check the other side. Check the engine nacelle, oil leak, screw over there. This is the important thing. When I said the screw is over there, no screw missing. And this is the air scoop for the ventilation inside of the cabin. Check, no foreign object. Leading edge, skin of the fuselage. And this is the door for the air stair. So we check this is closed. Sorry for the wind. It's a windy day and it's a north operation, so very wind today. So it's supposed to be closed over here. I will close. All right, fine. So now it's finished for the walk around. We go inside for the flow to the pre-flight check. So we prepare the machine to start the engine and go for the run up. So next, we see you next inside of the cockpit air clips fan. See you later.
Well, so folks, now we are back on inside the aircraft. Andre has finished the walk around. So we are preparing the aircraft. We will do all the checks for our run up that we have to do today. Weather as situation has decreased. Now it's raining, some fog in the area, and we will have to taxi. We'll have to taxi away on the airport because we have to do a power run. Our mechanic just finished, closed the door. And now we will do all our checks. So
right,
I'm
good.
looking at how the circuit breakers are in, on the left, on the right. That's the essential bus. We have 2 DC bus on this aircraft. You have the essential bus and the non-essential bus. All breakers are in. And then we proceed with our checks.
Okay.
So what I just turned on is the inverter. It's converting DC power to AC power, so we can supply AC power to the instruments that require it.
Okay.
That's the inverter switch here. We have the AC panel here, the DC panel. Above here is mostly the engine and propeller panel, and you have the fuel panel over here. Everything seems to be set now. Fire detectors here, seatbelt sign, SkyTrack for communication with the main base. I'll test the TCAS system. It failed because it didn't have time to warm up. We'll test it again a little later. Down here we have the hydraulic bypass. We have the trims here, rudder and aileron trims. I test all the way to the right and all the way to the left.
oxygen system, Steve, we will check.
Yeah, thanks. I'll check that on my side a little later.
Okay, good.
The gear lever is here, and then we have the flaps going down, going up. It's a little toggle switch on this aircraft. The AC pump, AC hydraulic pump, autopilot control head is here, and that's the elevator trim. I hear you. 5 on 5. Over here it's the weather radar. And that's the fire emergency panel here. We have the left and right hand emergency handle. In case if something goes wrong, we pull that handle and it's gonna isolate the engine from the rest of the aircraft. And we have the 3 fire zones each side. The GPWS I just tested.
Right,
Here
slow.
we have the GPS.
Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
And I'm gonna test my O2 mask, and then I'll be ready for the checklist.
Yes.
Okay, now it's okay.
I hear you, Steve.
Okay. So all set. So pre-flight checklist, please, Andre.
Okay, pre-flight checklist, pin, cover, and plugs.
So they are aboard. I think we have 2 pitot covers and the 3 gear pins are back there. Can you open your O2 mask? I'm not sure I opened it. Okay, and it's clear on the left, yeah. Also.
Okay, circuit breaker.
I'll check.
So oxygen and smoke mask.
So check left.
Open and check right. Cabin pressure panel set. Hydraulic quantity.
Is a check.
Emergency gear release, brake valve, and pressure.
Off, and 2000.
Check. We are at 2,300. Fuel panel.
Is a check.
NTS and feather bottoms.
Is tested out.
Torque meter.
On.
All cooler door.
Auto.
Power panel E-handles.
Check in.
Gear lever.
3 green. And a pin.
Hydraulic bypass.
Down.
Reject takeoff and prop over speed briefing.
I cannot any failure which affect the safety of the flight. If we have a failure prior to run, I can reject or continue. If I can reject, I will simultaneously close the power lever, applying maximum wheel brakes, maximum reverse, consistent with the condition, you will.
I will apply a slight forward pressure on the control column. Retract the flaps and call ATC.
In the event of power speed before V1, you will.
I will identify and handle the applicable engine on your command of reject.
If I can continue, the action below, flap protection outside except to silence a fire warning bell, here,
Check.
and or confirm the auto feather, either with the lights, the auto feather lights, or the RPM. So
Check.
that's a briefing for flying.
Yeah.
We are just doing a run-up today, but just to show you what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're done. Pre-flight checklist?
Pre-flight checklist complete.
Okay, so
Ready for GTC.
okay, we have signal. We can start on engine number 3.
There we go. Fuel pump. GTC runs up. Switch on. Run and check. Start. Okay, so I have green light.
Okay, before start checklist.
Before start checklist. Okay, tail pose.
Not installed.
Door and windows.
They are all closed, lights out.
Seatbelt sign, emergency lights.
It's on and arm.
Parking brake.
Set.
Cabin pressure panel, say set. Fuel and oil quantity.
So it's enough. We have almost 3,500 pounds of fuel. over here, fuel
Yeah.
quantity indicator, and the oils are good. We have a 4 and 4.
Okay, has per wheel well. RPM and sync.
Our low and center.
Power lever, Van Doren fuel caps.
Start, open and cap left.
Open and cap right. Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
Flight instrument heading and altimeter.
Heading 309 and altimeter is, I don't know if you got the ideas. It must be something like 29 or 89.
Okay, check right. Attitude alerte.
We don't mind.
Yeah,
It's just a run.
Nice, to go. Standby horizon.
It's on.
AC pump.
It's on.
Performance.
We don't care. It's a run.
Okay, so taxi and takeoff briefing.
So we're going to taxi from here, Winnipeg, on apron 2. And we will taxi probably on the right on Charlie, all the way on the runway, we assume. And we are going here on the northwest side. It's going to be on about the threshold of runway 13.
Okay. Oh, no question. We will see that. Stardom switch on start and beacon lights on. Before start checklist complete.
Okay, we have signal for engine number 2. It's clear on the right.
Clear right.
Starter engage. Engine stable. I make sure we have current going out of our right in DC jet. Okay, GPU is being disconnected. I confirm that the TRU is working well. And now we are waiting for the GPU to be removed and we'll be able to start the left-hand engine. Alright. Okay, we have the signal.
Okay.
Are you guys clear? Starting number 1.
Ready.
Clear left, start engage. Engine stable.
Engine stable.
So we'll just check the flaps. So bring the flaps to flaps 40 and then bring them flaps up
40.
again. Yeah.
Okay, check.
All the way 40, confirm it's fine, and then up, and then we'll do the before taxi checklist.
Okay, check.
Oh. How come we don't have left and DC jet?
Flaps 40, Steve.
Okay. Problem solved.
Flaps up.
Yeah. Easy.
And flaps up.
Okay. For taxi checklist.
Before taxi. Stabilizer trim.
At 0.
AC and DC panel.
It's all check.
Cabin pressure.
You can leave it to. It's freezing out there. We will be freezing inside too.
Out.
Yeah. Out's fine.
Okay, stardom switch on normal. Hydraulic pressure check. Through 2,800. Hydraulic pressure check. P2 and Nisa.
We don't care.
We don't care. Door warning.
It's check lights out.
Auto feather.
We don't care.
And ground equipment.
Okay, it's clear left.
Clear right.
Okay.
Before taxi checklist complete.
So we can contact the ground. We are ready to taxi for the ground.
With the threshold
Yeah.
to 13.
We are Quebec Hotel Bravo.
Okay, cheers. And we take ground the morning Nolinor Quebec Hotel Bravo at Kelly Western, ready to taxi.
Quebec Hotel Bravo ground, hold short of Charlie.
Hold short for Charlie in Quebec Hotel Bravo. Charlie.
Okay, it's clear, right?
Okay, clear right. I have the Nolinor in my head.
Yeah, hard to get out there. Very windy today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it on the tiller.
About 15 knots, Steve?
Yeah,
At,
the winds?
at least?
Oh, it's 20 gusting 30, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. A very interesting feature of this aircraft are the hydraulic wipers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a knob here and I can adjust the speed of the wipers as much as I want. And
Yeah.
it's super quiet. That's the best. We really love it.
Yeah, sure.
So, Vincent, what is this run-up about?
It's confidence check. Make sure the engine is running normal and it reaches its full power.
Okay, so it's a kind of a performance run-up. It's on the left-hand engine, I think, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll put ourselves into the wind, just over there on the area, and then we'll put the parking brake and we will test left-hand engine. We'll put maybe 1,000 horsepower on right-hand engine, just to balance, and then we'll put full power on left-hand engine. HP à droite, parfait. Okay, nose into the wind should be around like that. I think the winds were like 350, 360 almost. Okay, perfect. Nose wheel is straight, parking brake is set. Okay, so we are upshifting the engines to their operational speed, 13,820 RPM. We have 2 speed on those engines. Now we are in high-speed run idle. All the alternators are working perfectly, all power is fine. The hydraulic is good, André?
Affirmative, 3000 psi.
Okay, so I'll remove the gas lock.
Check.
Yeah, which holds the controls lock for the winds, and we will advance the power whatever. So 1,700 on the right, and then we'll reach full power on the left. That's a warning for takeoff because we don't have the flaps extended. Okay, so we have 1,700 on the right, and then full power on the left. So at 60, I have 3,700 HP. Good to you? Yeah. Okay, back to better range. Okay. I'll just make another quick check. Make sure. So once again,
Stable.
1,700 right, and full power. So 965, 3,700 HP. We have the TIT, the torque, and the RPMs are here, down there.
With our beta lights.
Yeah, we will compare. Good idea.
RPM stable.
It's about the same. 965 and maybe 100 HP more. Oh yeah? Okay.
Feel the power, huh?
Yeah, it shakes. Okay, so we'll downshift. Downshift number 2.
Okay, guard number 2. Engine stable, number 1. Engine stable.
Okay. So now I think we are done. I don't have anything else to do.
No,
We're
it's
fine
good
with
for
that?
me. Yeah.
Okay, we'll re-engage the gas lock.
Here we go.
And so we can ask the ground to go back to Kelly Western.
Kelly Western. Alright, good. And when you take ground in Quebec Hotel Bravo, we are finished with the run-up. We're ready to return Kelly Western.
Quebec Hotel Bravo ground, roger, taxi on to runway 13, hold short, runway 36.
Taxi runway 13 or short 36, Quebec Hotel Bravo.
Okay, you can do the after landing now.
Okay, saying tap trim.
Just the after landing.
After landing check.
Yep. It mainly, I think, the fuel pumps and the external power. Okay, so we taxi runway 13. Clear left.
Clear right.
Hold short runway 36.
Yeah, 36.
Maybe we can test the EDC because there's some fog now inside the aircraft. If you can turn on the EDC.
EDC, check.
Yeah, which is the engine-driven compressor,
Okay.
supplying us with fresh air. But as it's very fresh today, we don't want to use it much.
There we go.
Thanks. Yeah, this aircraft is pressurized by an engine-driven compressor. It's not bleed air like the new aircraft, the next generation, the jets and all that. It's really an accessory driven by the engine to supply air to pressurize the cabin.
Okay, aircraft on final 36.
Yeah, well, hold short. Clear left.
Clear right.
Oh, that's
plane
the-
starting.
Yeah, that's
on
the plane
bridge.
coming to our spot. Huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Right, then
Delta connection. Okay, I think Kelly Western is aware we are coming back. We have 2 marshaller.
Park the aircraft at the same place.
Yeah, probably. The guys are there.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
will.
yeah.
They will welcome us.
Oh, okay.
Parking brake set, shut down.
Shut down. Radar.
It's standby.
Cabin pressure panel, reg on. Parking brake.
Set.
RPM.
Low.
NTS test.
On.
Fuel and ignition.
Off.
Heater.
It's all off.
Inverter.
Soon off at 2,200 RPMs.
Beacon lights off. And start arm switch. Disarm. Shutdown checklist complete. Fuel flow, EDC disconnect circuit breaker.
It's off.
Okay, nacelle, van door,
Closing.
and battery and brakes.
Soon off. So I hope you enjoyed the ride.
Yep.
So the aircraft is fit to fly. We've just tested everything. The engines are fine, and also we checked the GPS. So meet us tomorrow for the flight to Churchill.
Oh yes.
Okay, so good morning, guys. So we're back to the flight planning room. It's the D-Day today. We are going to Churchill, Manitoba. We are bringing the passengers to witness the polar bears in Churchill area. We have this morning 30 passengers on the way in, on the way up, and we're going to have 9 passengers on the way back, with plenty of cargo in the cabin, as you will see inside the aircraft. Weather is, we have real Canadian weather. You're lucky this morning. It's kind of rain and snow mixed all together, so we're going to have to de-ice the aircraft. And we're going to have pretty strong winds up. It's going to be hour 45 minutes flight because of most like 60 knots of tailwind all the way up. And that's it about that. And on the way back, it's going to be way longer, like 2 hours, 30 minutes because of the winds. And yeah, that's it, the passengers. And for the rest of the weather, over there in Churchill, where the forecast is about, we have winds from the west, pretty strong winds, about 15 gusting, 25 knots. The alternate Thompson sounds good, yeah, pretty solid. VFR weather, so that's nice. And about that, we are looking at the NOTAMs. Do you have any relevant NOTAMs?
Yes, Steve, I have one. It's the VOR is unmonitored at Winnipeg, 115.5, and we don't have any NDB. The NDB is US.
Oh.
So
yeah, well, we
that's
don't use
it
much
for
NDB.
for Winnipeg and Churchill. Everything is fine. Runway 1725 is closed.
Yeah, it's been live for that.
No ILS and no PAPI.
We have 2 runways in Churchill. 0725 is the short gravel one, but the very long, like 9,200 paved one is open as usual.
And I noticed something else about Rankin. No VOR.
Oh, okay, but we are not
VOR
going.
is
We should not
US.
go there. Our alternate is Thompson. So
a small place.
Rankin is way more
Yeah.
up north. It's just another airport in the area. That is an important hub, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everything is fine.
sounds good.
About that,
Everything is fine.
Yes.
Let's go to the plane.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Ok, c'est parti.
Ouais, parti.
Ouais.
As you can see, perfect Canadian weather. So right now they are loading the aircraft with the cargo. And Andre will proceed with the morning walk around, like he did yesterday, but it was better to film yesterday.
Yeah.
This morning is not very pleasant. Yeah. And so we can see we have some snow sticking on the wings and on the prop.
And
So
the propeller
we won't have any
too,
choice
you
to
can
the
s-
ice.
I look the propeller. Yeah.
Good morning, Vincent.
There we go.
Ouais, c'est bon.
Non, ok, j'étais rendu où? Okay, here we go for the real one, fans. So I will do the same of yesterday. So here we go. Thank you, Vincent.
Welcome on the cockpit. I'm starting with the cockpit checks. So I'm checking every switch, every panels. We have the de-icing panel for the propellers and the cuffs here. The AC power supply panel, the DC power supply panel. Most of the engines relevant switch are up here. Here we have the sat phone, TCAS, CVR recorder, fire detector in the cabin. This is a co-pilot de-icing panel. Here we have the P2E, also the wings, the anti-ice panel. Over here the GPS. We have the trim. So now I'm looking at the trims down here, the roll and rudder trims. All the way each side. Make sure everything is fine and goes back to zero. This one is hard to see. So here's the hydraulic bypass. I'm going to talk later about the hydraulic. It's special on this aircraft. Autopilot here. The flaps. The flaps work fine. AC hydraulic pump. Autopilot control head. This is the flight attendant calling to make sure the PA works and the intercom. Ouais, c'est ça. Ah, ça fonctionne, je te rappelle. Et le PA, c'est bon? Merci. Okay, so the intercoms works well and the PA. Before start.
For a start, tail pose.
Now let's start.
Door and windows.
Close lights out.
Seatbelt sign, emergency lights.
C'est Vincent, peux-tu m'aider avec ma ceinture? C'est on and arm.
Parking brake.
C'est set.
Cabin pressure panel set 21,000
Merci.
feet. Fuel and oil quantity.
Suffisant. Well, we have 2,000, 10,500 and 3 and 4 for the oils.
As per wheel well, RPM sync.
Low, center.
Power lever, van door and fuel caps.
Start open and cap left.
Open and cap right. With the snow, it's a little bit more difficult. Okay. Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
Flight instrument, heading and altimeter.
Heading 310, altimeter 3000, huh? You said?
Yeah, 3000, 3000.
Yeah.
Okay, check right, altitude alert.
3000 feet for the SID.
Standby horizon.
On.
AC pump.
On.
Performance.
Review.
Taxi intercom briefing.
Complete.
And stardom switch on start and beacon lights on before start checklist complete.
Okay, we signal for number 2. It's clear on the right.
Clear right.
Start and engage.
Rotation. Time. Power section. Gearbox. Compressor light out. Primary light on.
Light off.
Fuel flow.
On.
5,000 RPM.
All pressure check.
$8,000 starter cut out.
Primary light off.
Engine
Engine
stable.
stable,
We have power.
43.
Disconnect.
Okay, 1240.
Oh, yesterday it was spring, today it's winter.
Yeah, yes. Big change.
Iceman, good morning. This is Nolinor 890.
When I'm just going to get you to stand by.
This morning, Steve will put tip 4, I think so.
Yeah, type 1 and 4.
1 and 4, right?
And pad control, this is Nolinor 890.
Nolinor 90, pad control, go ahead.
Yeah, so we are starting the engine at the moment. We are at apron 2 at Kelly Western. We should be there in about 5-10 minutes for the ice.
Roger, check your remarks, just call again, join the pad.
Roger. Come on.
Tu veux faire un taxi intercommunal?
Yeah, we'll do that once when we are over there, when we have time.
Okay, good.
My plan is to start the engine as soon as possible to prevent snow accumulation on the blades.
All right, good.
Welcome on board Nolinor Aviation. We will appreciate your attention during this safety demonstration as it outlines the safety features for this aircraft. The illustrated card locating the your seat explains the many features of this aircraft. Please review it before takeoff. La carte illustrée sur de votre siège explique de nombreux éléments de sécurité propres à cet appareil. Veuillez en prendre connaissance avant le décollage.
I seem to have a problem with the GPU. Come on, guys. Move away.
Okay. I'll go for number 1.
Okay, good for number 1. Here on the left. Start engage.
Flaps, no auto feather.
Yeah, auto feather, everything except the flaps.
Except the flaps.
Yeah.
Tableaus de trim.
0.
Descent DC panel.
Check.
Cabin pressure, auto. Bottom switch, normal. Hydraulic pressure, 2,900. Pilotant safety on and left. Door warning.
Check.
Auto feather.
Clear light.
And ground equipment.
Clear left.
And clear right. Before taxi check is complete.
And it's been 1 minute. You can turn off the GTC. Ladies and gentlemen, from Flight Deck, your captain speaking. Welcome on board Flight 890. It's service to Churchill. Today our flight time is going to be 1 hour 45 minutes at an altitude of 22,000 feet. It should be a pretty smooth flight for the first half of the flight, but thereafter, when we get to the Churchill area, we're expecting strong winds. There's a low-level jet in the area, so there might be some turbulence over there. So maybe for the last 45 minutes of the flight around. So on behalf of Nolinor Aviation and Frontiers Note, we wish you a safe flight. We wish you a pleasant flight, and we invite you to sit down, relax, and enjoy the flight. Also, we will be de-icing, as you will notice, because of the snow this morning. We'll be taxiing to the de-icing pad. It should take a moment before we take off. Thanks for your patience. So, still waiting for the temperature to rise on the left engine. As soon as we have 20 degrees on the oil temperature, we can taxi. We can move the power lever on the aircraft. Tell me when you have 20, Andre.
Yeah, affirmative.
Engine on.
20, Steve,
Ready?
on
Okay.
the left engine.
Okay, request taxi.
Nopeg ground, good morning, Nolinor 890 at Kelly Western, ready to taxi for the de-icing pad.
Nolinor 890, ground taxi right on Charlie. Cross runway 31, Hotel Sierra 2 apron 1. Once you reach apron 1, contact pad control 122.92.
Nolinor 891, right on Charlie, cross runway 31, Hotel Sierra, and 121.92 for the de-icing pad.
Nolinor 890, pad control is 122.902.
122.92, Roger, Nolinor 890. Okay, check right. Right on the Sierra, and we check for the next traffic we will follow. Nolinor 890.
Yeah, so we are just behind an RJ. The Jazz.
Nolinor 890, you're going to see Air Canada Airbus on the north side of apron 1. They'll be following you for the de-ice.
Okay, that's the RJ we are going
Oh, where? We have another one.
You have an umbrella here, and we are after the Air Canada RJ over there. Okay, perfect.
Okay, you have the traffic side.
Okay.
My window is too much snow.
Okay, you have some holes.
But worst case, Andre, you
Yes.
can crack open the window.
Well, maybe, yeah. Worst case, yeah. I don't have any personalization. Yeah, there.
I think behind.
Just a little bit. Okay, like this. Okay, thank you.
Very buzzy this morning at the de-icing pad.
So what was for breakfast this morning? Did you had bacon?
I had bacon.
No, it was
Yes.
bacon day?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, nice,
Sorry
nice.
about that, Vincent. You have to come too early. That's the bacon.
It's gonna be shredded in salad.
And we had some kind of omelette, cheese omelette.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomatoes and cheese and
Yeah.
wow.
Turning the knife into the wand.
I had McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Okay, so it's going to be my takeoff. The weather here is well, it's still good. We have above half a mile for departure. Right now 360, 21 gusting 26, 3/4 of a mile. So visibility is good. Over there in Churchill, winds 260, 12 gusting 19, 15 mile visibility. -1. Pretty good as well.
Okay.
We'll use a full takeoff power as there is. We use de-icing fluid this morning, and also we need the ice on the aircraft.
Yeah.
So it's going to be flaps 15, speed 113, 114, 117, 145, 160.
160, yeah.
The anti-ice is going to be on for sure. No, the MEL is the overspeed indicator that is on the MEL taxi route. So we are going to taxi on the de-icing path, and thereafter we're going to be taxiing out probably Hotel Charlie cross runway 31, and then hold short runway 36 for departure runway 36.
Yes.
Taxi one condition is very slippery, wet, contaminated by snow. So we taxi at low speed. Departure is going to be the SID Winnipeg 1 departure. Plate is effective 25 April.
Yes, check.
Transition up to the 18,000 feet and 100, let's go by 3,800. Non-jet aircraft only, which is our case. The noise abatement, we've been looking at it. There's nothing relevant for runway 36.
Yes.
And the initial climb heading 005. As assigned for major stress, we maintain 3,000 as assigned. It's in the altitude management system. No specific NOTAMs. We've checked that this morning. Nothing very important.
Yeah.
And no specification for departure. But we, after the icing, we would put back the EDC and lower the flaps.
Lower the flaps, yeah. After
that's what we have to do after the ice.
Okay, good. Okay, Nolinor 890. De-icing bay number 3, and we will confirm configuration, parking brake and configuration for the outcome. Et mon mic descend. Okay, ADC ray on, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, fait que flaps up.
Okay. So you
ADC
may
off.
advise our parking brake set, aircraft configured, and type 1 and 4 wing content.
And the icing pad, the Nolinor 890 parking brake set, the aircraft is configured for the icing.
And we'll have type 1 and 4 wing as and tail Nolinor 890.
Yeah. Type it on
Roger, Nolinor 90, hold position, monitor the red hold light at your 1 o'clock. Aviation will start momentarily with a type 1 and 4 wings and tail.
Sure.
Hey Vincent, can you stop the heater please? Yeah, maybe it's alright. Oh yeah, it starts to be very...
you're lucky, you're right behind it.
Yeah.
Right in front of it. I feel a little cold, me. You want to start it back again?
Yeah, you can turn the heater.
Yeah, that's our fabulous heater. While we're on the ground, we can use that for keeping us warm.
Very warm.
Very important in the northern area. But we need DC power. Right now, it works pretty well on the ground. It's basically like a toaster with a fan behind. Yeah,
It's
toaster
like
supplies heat, and the fan flowing the air inside the cockpit.
Yeah. I love your comparison.
That's what it looks like. Toaster.
It's look at that toaster.
Toaster with a fan.
And you'd be the toast.
Yeah, I'm the food.
You're medium brown, and I'm still white. Merci, Vincent.
No, it's okay, one. Perfect. The rated fan, yeah.
Bernard, it's so long.
Yeah. No, nothing on me. Okay.
I feel a little bit. That's good. Oh yeah, I can feel it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel it in my arm though.
Yeah, of course.
I smell it also. I smell the
skin.
the toast.
Yeah.
The toast smell.
The burnt dust of the clean cockpit air.
Oh yes.
I love that smell in the morning. Okay, it looks like they are finally starting to de-ice ourselves.
Yes.
It's been about 45 minutes we start the engine and at last.
Atlas.
Yeah, he's on my wing, he's on yours, so he's gonna start.
Yes.
spraying. First he's starting with type 1 to remove the snow. And then after he's gonna put type 4 to prevent snow from sticking to the wings again after. So type 1 is the red one and type 4 is the green one. Come on, go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
No, don't
Shoot
be
it.
afraid. Okay, start.
Start on this side?
Yeah.
Not mine.
Okay.
Come on, baby, shoot it.
Yeah.
Shoot it. Show us what you got.
The stuff is clear, Steve.
Yeah, but it's like it's clear red. It's like a little red.
Oh,
If you watch well, you'll see it's a little red.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a type 1. It's
Okay.
been heated.
Yes.
And it's only to remove the snow.
Okay.
Now we can see the snow is moving out. It's moving away from the wing. Very efficient.
Oh yeah.
They use a lot, huh?
Yes.
We paid out by the litters, huh? So they put a lot.
Oh boy.
And it's for safety too, so
Yeah.
better to put more than not enough. Oh la la. Oh yeah, you put a lot, baby.
Ah, wow.
So right now it's half a mile, 4,000 RVR, runway 31, 5,136. So it's well, it's above half a mile.
Half a mile, yeah.
According to the RVR, so it's nice.
Okay.
No problems for the departure.
Yes, good.
And 13:35 for the type
Start.
4. We just started 2 minutes ago. 13:35.
13:35.
Yeah. So we can compute here our limit of time, 13:35 plus 35 minutes and plus 1 hour 10 minutes.
Okay. So 14. Okay. Type 4 on my side, yes.
He's moving away. He's done, I think. He's on your side. Is he moving away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see more. I can see the guys now.
So he must have on my side. He's moving.
All right, good.
She's gonna call us.
Nolinor 90, pack control.
Yeah, go ahead for 90.
Nolinor 90, your EVA inspection has been completed. Your EVA with type 1 and anti-ice with type 4 at 100%. Holdover time started at 3:05. All equipment and personnel safe. Contact ground 29 for taxi. Have a safe flight.
Thank you. 990.
Okay.
Contact
Ready?
ground on 1.
Okay. Okay, return on VHF 1, Steve. And Winnipeg, Grand Nolinor 8990 at the de-icing pad, ready to taxi.
Nolinor 890, ground runway 36, altimeter 3011, taxi hotel, Charlie, cross runway 31, call tower on 1183, going toward runway 36, RVR value is runway 36, Alpha 2600, Bravo 2200, light strength 5.
Roger, Nolinor 890, clear to taxi hotel, Charlie, cross 31, and on short runway 36, and 118 decimal 3 on tower.
Nolinor 890, thank you. This is Romeo, that's up the latest weather.
Clear enough.
Okay, Roger, thank you. Clear right.
Okay, we made it.
All right.
So EDC back on. And flaps,
DC, flaps 15 for flaps. Flaps 15, I take it.
Cabin secure.
Cabin secure.
So we still have plenty of fuel. We are above 1,000 our minimum brake release fuel.
Around 9,000.
This adventure cost us about 1,500 pounds. Okay, our Convair is coming in and we'll be taking up thereafter. Right. Swim the J's. He's been cleared to land, yeah? I think that. Yeah. So,
That's why the
trucks
guys
are
is
waiting,
there, yeah.
They're gonna wait there.
Can't see anything. Winnipeg Tower, Nolinor 89, holding short 36.
Nolinor 890 Tower, the trucks are going to move out of the way and line up runway 36.
Line up runway 36, Nolinor 890.
Before takeoff.
Before takeoff, GTC.
Is off.
Flaps.
15 confirmed.
Confirmed. Anti-skid.
Is off.
Flight control, wing inspection ready.
Yep. Clean wing left.
For top and right wing clean.
Clear left for the runway. Clear right, Andre.
Clear right. Transponder.
Tara.
Landing light.
On.
RPM and engine bleed.
It's high and close.
Alternator.
Online.
And annunciator panel.
We have 6 green lights and 4 go.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
So runway 36.
Confirm 36.
Can't believe the birds are flying in this
No.
The seagull just in front.
Yeah, you can see. Okay, so 36 block 3005.
Headings are good.
Compass. Line up and wait.
Nolinor 890, contact Winnipeg departure on 210 airborne, wind 01015, gusting 25, clear takeoff runway 36.
Clear to take off runway 36 and 121 left. Take off to Nolinor 890. Beta lights out. RPM stable.
Set takeoff power.
Takeoff power set. 80 knots. You have control. You1, rotate. Positive rate.
Yeah.
Flaps traction altitude.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Time power after takeoff checks.
Winnipeg departure, good morning, Nolinor 890.
Hello, continue.
Nolinor 890, departing runway 36 to 2,400, climbing 3,000.
Nolinor 890, Winnipeg departure, radar identified, climb to flight level 230 and turn left direct Kirby.
Turn right direct Kirby and climb flight level 230.
That's correct, and it's a left turn to Kirby.
Yeah, that's correction, left turn direct Kirby.
Okay, I turned on the MTIs on the way from the engines and the props. Prop and engines. Everything's working fine.
Yeah.
How's your wing? Clean?
Very fine.
Yeah. Okay. Still some snow, huh?
Oh yeah.
At least we're aboard. The worst is done.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I left your radar, Steve.
I'll leave it on.
Leave it on. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, because we don't see ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Pass it to the side.
Leave it on also.
Okay, good.
Yeah, 10,000 after takeoff.
Flaps and gear lights. Brake lights up. AC off. Pressure check and wing check.
Clear left. Starting to build up a
just
little bit of the wing.
on my right too. Okay. Landing light.
Retract enough.
Base landing. After takeoff checklist complete.
Check. Waypoint through Kirby.
Waypoint. There we go.
Track is the same. 353.
353. Check. Temperature is still hot, Steve.
Yeah.
Maybe I will
Cool
put
it.
another 2-3 seconds of cold.
Yeah.
Like
He has a toggle switch on his side. And
yes.
by that he's moving some valves in the air conditioning system, and by that he's changing the temperature going out of the nozzle we have here. And we share the same temperature with the guys back there. It's a little bit colder though in the front because the ducts are running around the fuselage, and the air is cooling down. So we have a supplementary heating system just here, just for the cockpit, just for us.
And what do you think, Steve, about the wing?
It's starting to stick a little bit on the leading edge.
Yeah.
39. Yeah.
Okay. Push
So
on.
by pushing the switch, Andre is turning on the wing and tail and CI system. It's basically just like the modern jets. It's just bleed air that is taken from the 14th stage of the compressor, and the air is flowing in the leading edge. You can see right now that the snow is going to melt on the leading edge. You're going to see that the white is going away slowly, and it's the icing, the leading edge of the wing, the outboard portion, the inboard also of the engine, and also the tail, the horizontal stab and the vertical stab.
And can you say the temperature, Steve? How much degrees of air? What is the temperature?
It's around 230.
Yeah, for $4.
Nolinor 890, contact Winnipeg Center 1180.
1180, Nolinor 890. Winnipeg Center, good morning, Nolinor 890 to 15,000, climbing flight level 230.
Nolinor 890, Winnipeg Center, good morning, clear direct to Churchill.
Clear direct to Churchill, Nolinor 890.
Confirm.
And
009.
09.
Yeah, we get colder, please.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Colder.
5 seconds.
Okay. Oh yeah.
All right. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to undress.
Okay. 5 seconds.
Working speed.
Check.
And I don't know if you can see, guys, but we have the temperature here on the left wing, right wing, and the tail of the section that is being de-iced. So you can see that the temperature has risen to 160 on the left, 160 on the right wing, and on the tail it's about 100. As the wing is way farther on the back, it takes more time to heat up to the correct temperature to de-ice the leading edge. So it's pretty efficient.
Oh yeah.
So what our dispatch sends us, so that the temperature is sent by the dispatch in our office in Montreal by satellite communication. pretty calm. So we'll turn off the seatbelt sign.
Okay.
So now our wing is all clean. Just a little bit of snow maybe on the almost at the tip
Yes.
remain, but most of the wing is clean. So right now, guys, I can tell you about the de-icing system. So we're gonna keep that on.
Oh yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We still have good de-icing condition. I don't know if you can see, but
Yeah.
you have a lot of snow in the windshield, so it means that it's gonna stick back again pretty fast if we turn it off. So we're gonna keep it on for a little while. So on my side here, I have a de-icing panel, and Andre has a de-icing panel on his side. On my side, it's mostly electrical, and on his side is mostly the bleed air. But I know it's both of them, because I have the propeller here. All the position here is the position of a de-icing element on the propellers. The spinner, the cuffs, and also the inlet. Those are all electrical de-icing element, electrical. And those switch here are for the engine hot air. So we take a bleed air also from the engine to also de-ice the shroud inside the intake of the engine, and the inlet guide vanes inside the engine, just in front of the compressor. So guys, the first officer has just left for a few minutes. He's been to the toilet, some natural needs. So as I was saying, we have two de-icing panels of this aircraft. The co-pilot on his side, and on my side, as the captain, I have this panel. So the engine hot air is to de-ice the shroud inside the cowling, inside the compressor section, and also the inlet guide vanes is bleed air taken from the engine, just like the wings and tail with this button here. And to de-ice the propeller, the cuffs, and also the inlet of the engine. Around the inlet, we have electrical elements, and here we have an ammeter showing how much amperage we send to each element. We have cyclic elements, and we also have steady elements. Very complicated system. And now we are climbing, almost reaching our ceiling. We are flying through flight level 220, climbing 230. So that's the top ceiling of the Convair, flight level 230. We cannot go above because of the pressurization system. We are limited to, because we reach a cabin of almost 10,000 feet cabin pressure, equivalent pressure to the sea level. We also have like an icing indicator here. It's not working very perfectly, but at some point, if we have a lot of ice, it's gonna turn on. Just the little blue lights here, very hard to see on the annunciator panel, but it's a kind of warning. Eh?
Yeah, even if they were turned on, we wouldn't know it.
Yeah, we don't wait for that to turn on before turning the anti-ice. Yeah, right now it's sticking again. Just a little earlier we had rime ice on the leading edge, like the white stuff, but now it's clear. So I'm gonna put back the wing and tail anti-ice on. So you're gonna see here again, temperature is gonna rise in the left, right wing and the tail. And flight level 230. And here we have our fancy autopilot control head. So the altitude hold is this switch that I engage on. This autopilot has basically two axes. We have the little pitch wheels here to pitch up, pitch down the aircraft, and also we have 4 modes: the gyro, heading, navlock, approach. So the heading mode is coupled with our GPS with that switch here. So heading, GPS, and with that switch here, we either select the heading mode, so the GPS is going to drive our autopilot, and if we put to VOR here, we're going to tell the aircraft to turn. We're going to lead the aircraft with the heading bug on our HSI here, on the left or on the right. So right now I just engaged the throttle. I'm letting the aircraft accelerate till I reach the cruising speed, and at this point I will trim the aircraft again. As we told earlier, it's a very old aircraft, 62 years old, so it has to be trimmed in every phase of flight. In the climb, I've been trimming it. In the once we reach the cruising speed at the cruising altitude with the autopilot engaged, I'm going to trim again also the aircraft using the pitch, the rudder, the rudder trim, and also the roll trim.
Okay, I'm back, Steve, thank you.
Nothing new on the comms.
Okay.
So you have 1 and 2.
Leveling off flight level 230.
Yep, I didn't record the time and the fuel.
Top of climb.
And also put the TCAS in neutral.
Neutral, okay.
Can you tell me the cruising speed?
Cruising speed today is 193.
Alright, thanks. And I just turned on also the wing and tail NCIs because
pull out?
No, I just turned it on.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And top of climb approximately 1418.
Yeah, just 1 minute ago. So
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, 20.
Okay, so fuel is just a little bit less of 8,000.
Right now it's very hard to accelerate because we are taking a lot of bleed air from the engine, so we don't have much power. We have 174 speed, and our maximum continuous power on the engines are 932 TIT. Right now we have 930, 915 as you see, and it means that we have 16 HP of torque on the left and on the right. When we pull out the wing and tail NCIs, you're going to see the temperature is going to change for sure. It's going to go down, and we will get more torque also. Usually in cruise, our target, no NCIs, is 847 TIT, and which whatever the torques we have. So we fly this aircraft on torque. We always try to fly with even torque, so that's why I have a difference between both TITs. Okay, we are not in that much icing condition yet, so, again, so you can pull out the wing and tail.
Pull out, Roger.
Yep. So just watch, the TITs is going to go down, and the torque is going to raise. You see, we've gained around 150, maybe 130 torque, and we are also saving fuel. Maybe I didn't point a little earlier, but the fuel flow have changed also. Okay, and now outside we are clear out of the clouds, so I'm going to turn off also the engine NCIs. So again, the TIT is going to change. Just leave the time to the valves to close, and the TIT and the torque is going to raise also. And our speed, we are now increasing the speed. So our target is 193. Once I reach 193 of the speed and indicator, I'm going to lower the TIT to 847 and trim the aircraft. And thereafter, we will have coffee.
Yes.
So I'm going to disconnect the autopilot with the switch just here on my left hand when I disconnect, and then I trim the aircraft. First, I bring the ball to the center on the ADI, and then I trim the aileron.
Nolinor 890, contact Winnipeg, sending out 13282.
3282, Nolinor 890. Winnipeg Center, good morning, Nolinor 890. Leveling off at flight level 230 direct Churchill.
Nolinor 890, Winnipeg Center, good day for level 230.
So right now my aircraft is trimmed, the ball is in the center, the wings are See, it's flying by itself and the autopilot is off. Autopilot re-engage.
Check.
And that's the most efficient we can get for cruising while we cruise. For fuel economy, the aircraft is not fighting against itself, the autopilot is not fighting against the controls, and now we are direct to Churchill. Time to have a coffee. Cheers.
Cheers, Captain. Cheers,
Cheers,
mechanical.
guys. And now we have selected Thomson VR 12.9. How far are we from Thomson? Well, Manitoba is
Yeah, it's a
very,
great.
it's not very populated
origin.
province in Canada, so I think it's mostly the biggest city on our way. You can see that's our route of flight. We are from Winnipeg. There we are, just above magnificent and huge Lake Winnipeg, which we cannot see unfortunately. It's all cloudy down there. And Thomson is just here, Yankee Tango Hotel. That's the biggest city in the northern Manitoba. I think it's home to 13,000 people, and there's a big mine there. So we just selected the VOR, and when we reach about 150 miles back of Thomson, we're gonna see here the display of the DME in nautical miles. Our distance from Thomson, and also the needles of the VORs here are gonna point straight to Thomson. Can you unlock my seatbelt, please, Asa? Thank you very much. The aim is good, amazing. Can you tell us? Tell me the distance from Thomson.
From
with the
Thomson?
GPS? Yeah. Okay, so we are 212 miles back of Thomson. So when we reach about 150, maybe 140 miles, we will have a display on our VORs and DMEs. Okay, back to Supernaut 5, please.
Bye.
When we are in Thomson, that's where well, the road continues till Gillam. Gillam is a much smaller town. I think that's mostly the installation of Hydro Manitoba when they have the dams where they produce the electricity for Manitoba province. And thereafter, I think that the road stops there mainly. And thereafter, Churchill is up there. And the only link between Thomson and Churchill is a railway. So that's the main link between this town and the rest of the world. You also, it's also accessible by maritime, I don't know, by boats, going all the way around Quebec till they reach Churchill here in the Hudson Bay. And there's the air link for sure. So as we spoke yesterday, that's the polar bear season. That's the big rush for Churchill during the whole year. I think that's a big rush, big rushy season. It lasts about 2 months, and people from all over the world are coming to see the polar bears. Europeans, Asians, people from all over the world. Americans. Usually I think the population of Churchill is about 500 people. Must be like 2 or 3 times the population of usually.
Where at Churchill?
Yeah, right now because of the polar bear season.
Around that, yeah.
People are coming by railway. It's much cheaper.
It's good rate, yeah.
By planes, so we are flying almost every 2 days, maybe sometimes every day. So
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, it's pretty busy. Bringing with a Convair, we can bring as much as 50 people, and we also have a 737 that's going to come tomorrow. for flight Saturday, and they can bring as much as 120 people. So a lot of people are coming in. But it used to be a big town, Churchill. It used to be the home of about 10,000 people, I think. In the days of the Cold War, it was a strategic base for the Americans. They built a base there. It was called Fort Churchill, and they had a squadron. I'm not sure what way it was. I think it was a strategic air command. So it must have been bombers, maybe fighters. I'm not sure. It was to scare the Russians probably. And so they had a big base there with a radar station and a big supply. That's why there's such a big runway over there. It's about, I'm going to show you here. So you have a runway of 9,200 feet and a small one, a small gravel one, 4,000 feet. So the main runway, which we're going to use today because the other one is closed, is this one, 9,200 feet. And you have the terminal here. We have the fuel quantity here in thousands of pounds, so we have around 3,800 on the left, 3,600 on the right. We have the flap indicator here. You're going to see in action on the landing, and maybe you've seen on the takeoff too. We have the altitude management system. Here we put our target altitude all the time. Every time the ATC gives us an altitude to follow, we put it here, and it's going to warn us if we are not able to hold it for any reason. If we miss the altitude, it's going to flash, it's going to ring, and it's going to tell us. We have our standby horizon here and our main horizon here, and those are the basic flying instrument. As most of you must probably know, the ADI, the HSI, the altitude, the VSI, which incorporate the TCAS. If we have a traffic, maybe we'll see later in the Churchill area, there's a few helicopters always flying people around to see the bears. We're going to have a display of the traffic. The other airplanes, helicopters, whatever, have a transponder on board. And we have the RMI here, and both needles are pointing now on the VRAIS, and I can select the small needle, either VR or ADF here with that switch. As you may have noticed, we have two power levers. Those are mine, those are Andre's power lever. We don't have pitch or mixture for sure because it's a jet engine, but most of the time you're going to have a pitch, but this aircraft is automatic. The propeller, by that we just send, with those power levers, we just send more fuel to the FCU, and the propeller regulates itself. He has a target to keep 13,820 RPMs, and that's his goal. So we just add power, the torque is going to rise, and the RPM is going to stay the same because the propeller is hydraulically governed, and it's going to keep, it's a hydrostatic, I think the proper name, and it's going to keep always the same RPM in flight. On the ground is different. It's very complicated.
Different,
yeah. And so here we have that's all mostly our radio panel here. It's a bit of a mess, sorry about that. We have our phones. They didn't design the cockpits in the old days for iPhone. They didn't expect that to come. So we have the control head for the autopilot, the frequency for the VRAIS. Here we have the hydraulic also. We have 3 hydraulic pumps on this aircraft. That's the emergency DC powered hydraulic pump, which we use on the ground or in case of emergency, but we mainly use it on the ground. In the air, we never use it. We have the AC hydraulic pump, which we use on takeoff and landing. It's going to turn on the hydraulic pump here. Maybe you can see the light is on, but in cruise we don't use it because this aircraft doesn't have much hydraulic system. And the third hydraulic pump is located in the left engine. It's an accessory, always driven by the engine. So we always have hydraulic pressure, which you can see here, 3,000 psi. As long as the left engine is running, we're going to have always hydraulic pressure. So AC pump is mostly to add flow when we need more hydraulic, and it's also our main backup if the left-hand hydraulic pump fail or the left-hand engine fail and we don't have the left-hand engine running to supply hydraulic pressure to our systems. So yeah, we use it on takeoff, landing, mainly. And it's powered by AC power, by our AC power here, which is only on when we have both engine in high speed. As I spoke earlier, we have 2 speeds on those engines, low speed and high speed. Low speed is 10,150 RPM, and high speed is 30,820 RPM. Once we are about to take off, as you notice on the ground, we are upshifting engine. Upshifting means we are bringing to the high speed. Then the AC power turns on. We confirm before taking off that the AC alternators are on. We have the power here. And then our AC pump is running because we have AC power. Otherwise it's not running even if the switch is on. And down here, we have the bypass here. Most of the systems are off when the hydraulic bypass is up, and every systems are pressurized when the bypass is down. In flight, it's up. I think the only systems that are still powered by the bypass when it's in up position, maybe the wipers. I think the 1L door, the main door, and the flaps. I think we have 2 or 3 systems. I'm not sure anymore. But when the bypass is up, and we can also use the DC pump to operate those systems, and also the brakes. Actually, I'm gonna have to check again.
Oh yeah, it's a good review.
Yeah, and what is hydraulically operate on this aircraft are the wipers, as I mentioned yesterday on the run-up. We have the flaps here. We have
landing gear.
Yeah, landing gear for sure. Yeah, in front of us, 950. We have the 1L door. When we close it, we use the DC pump here on the ground because we don't have AC power and the engine is not running. So we have to use the DC pump. The brakes.
The teller for the direction.
Yeah, the teller. And that's it. So no flight controls. Flight controls is all by hand. And we have servo tabs to help us because it's quite a big aircraft.
Oh yeah.
And so unlike many of the big aircraft, no hydraulic on the flight controls.
I know.
And as I mentioned earlier, as we don't have pitch lever to control the RPM of our propellers, how can we adjust the RPM so we don't have the waving between the props? We don't have unbalance and we don't hear that wow, wow, wow all the time. We have automatic synchronizing system here. We have 5 positions: off, standby, sync, center, sync, and facing. So in 3 of those positions, propeller are going to be sync. And if we have any issues, because the system is really complicated and sometimes some elements won't work, then we can retrograde to, we can turn back this knob to other position to try to find out the best position for, to try to synchronize the propeller speed of both propellers. Because it's very annoying. As you've seen, those propellers, they are very big, so they make a lot of noise in flight. So that's why we really love that system when it's working.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's noisy. Yeah. So we're still 50 minutes away from Churchill.
Okay.
We have a good cruising speed of 333 knots here.
Oh yes.
So it means we have 60 knots of wind in the tail. We have a good jet today. On the way up, means we're gonna have a good jet on the way back in the front.
Oh yes, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we are expecting 1 hour 45 minutes north, and on the way back we are expecting 2 hours 30 minutes because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a hell of a ride.
Okay, no,
That's Jean-Claude.
Oh, you
One of
recognize the voice?
Yeah. One of the oldest pilots on the Nolinor fleet. He's been with us for maybe 14 years, I'm not sure. He's flying the 737 today to the mine up north. Yeah. So we are going here, Churchill, and Jean-Claude is flying here. That's Meadowbank. It's basically like right in the middle of Canada, north of Baker Lake. Baker Lake is an Inuit community, and he's flying, it's about 50-60 miles north of Baker Lake, I think. The last element that remained on the hydraulic system, just find out, is the ground blower.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the ground blower. Part of the fancy air pressurization system. Just on the ground, it supplies air to the heat exchanger, so it's mainly used in summer. In summer, the heat exchanger is going to cool down the air coming inside the cabin to, so the air coming out of the from the ground blower is not too hot because it's pressurized air coming out of the right engine, the engine-driven compressor, as we spoke yesterday, and it's pressurized air to pressurize the cabin. And you have here, that's a nice air conditioning system. Air is flowing all the way. You have the heat exchanger first, secondary here, and water separator. And you have a ground blower which is here, hydraulically operated. Very complicated system. It relies a lot on humans to work out. It cannot work by itself.
Yes.
Andre always have to trim. Hot and cold, hot and cold.
Yeah,
we have to
time.
check the temperature here with her hand. Too cold, too hot. Okay, let's put a little
presently
more.
it's nice.
Ah, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. If it's too cold, and we put a little bit of hot.
Yeah.
We wait till all the valves, one valve here, one valve here, and one valve here, change position, and then we have a cabin heater here with the AC elements. That's going to work for sure if we have AC power. If we have AC power, the 12 elements going to turn on one after the other, and we're going to have supplementary heat flowing inside the cabin. And we also have a DC heater here, only for the cockpit, only for our luxury.
Yes.
If the air is still going out too cold here, we can add heat with that. And we have a small blower here to have more air in the cockpit. Something tricky also with the Convairs are the radios.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. On the ray is you have all your volumes at the minimum, I think.
Yes.
And it's screaming into your ears.
Oh, yeah.
Mine are all at the max and are barely here.
Oh yeah.
So
That's not funny.
yeah, it's always complicated. Always a fight between me and Andre. I don't hear anything. Oh, it's too loud.
Too loud. Yeah.
It's always complicated.
Yes.
To get along with that.
Yeah.
clear Churchill Airport on average line 3 to the approach, decent transition.
The 950 is going to Churchill, not going to Meadowbank. So our friends on the 737, they are going to Churchill to refuel because they could not make it today out of Val-d'Or direct to the mine, so they make a fuel stop in Churchill. So if we're lucky, we're going to see them. We are expecting maybe Churchill in about 40 minutes. Oh, they'll probably be gone already, unless it's complicated over there. We're gonna start the descent shortly, so I'm gonna brief the approach. So we take our iPad. We're gonna have an hour and a half approach on runway 33 in Churchill. The plate is effective March 22, 2019. The 100 nautical mile. How's the temperature? Temperature is -1. Huh? So we don't have to correct for the elevation. When it's very cold, we have to correct the altitude.
Yeah,
-1, it's not necessary. So 100 nautical mile 2,300, the MSA 1,400. So we will be proceeding Pusick. Pusick is a waypoint. I'm expecting Pusick at 3,000 feet, and then Imigo we're going to check at 1,400. Minimum descent altitude is going to be 480 barrels per meter. So calmly approaching minimum, icon landing on ground. In case of misapproach, we'll climb 1,400, track 335 to exhibit as required shuttle climb. Once on the ground, we will taxi out on Alpha, apron 1, and our lineman, our legendary lineman of Churchill,
yes,
Bob.
Yeah, it's Bob.
Bob will be there waiting for us, and he's going to marshal us in.
All right, good.
And we're going to land at 51,000 pounds. It's going to be a pairing of flaps 17 and 28. So the speed are going to be 154, 130, and we have gusts over there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 121. Our reference speed for the approach, 121 knots, 106 for the touchdown. So the route procedure in Havana is brief. Special procedure is brief. The approach lights. We don't have PAPI, we only have high attention light, SSALR. So we will follow the glide path here generated on the approach.
Yes.
By the iPad. CDA procedure, so we're going to follow as I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Flaps 1728, the speed is already brief. Probably NCIs to go through the cloud layers, but down there we see that it's pretty clean, so it's going to be mostly visual. The MEL, so we're going to make sure that we don't go over the barber pole here. That's our limit speed, because we don't have today we have our back or overspeed warning that is MEL. So we just have to make sure that we don't go above the barber pole, which is on only indication of the speed, overspeed speed. Yeah. Taxi route condition, the dispatch just told us that it's pretty good. Taxi route, it's brief, and specification of arrival. We're going to have to do a 26.7 for the VFR's traffic in the area.
Yeah.
And call T-Bob on our frequency. So I'll do the PA. You have 1 and 2?
Yeah, I have 1 and 2.
Yeah, the weather is here?
Yes.
No, it's over here. It's going to be fine this one. Ladies and gentlemen, from flight deck, your captain speaking. We'll be starting our descent shortly for Churchill Airport. Temperature on the ground is about 1 degree, so same temperature as Winnipeg, but same strong winds from the west, about 30-40 kilometers of wind west, and cloud condition is it's mostly clear sky, but no precipitation, so it's going to be better weather than Winnipeg, and estimate landing in about a little less than 20 minutes. On behalf of Nolinor Aviation and Frontiers North, it's been a pleasure having you on board, and we wish you a pleasant trip in Churchill. Back on 1 and 2.
Okay, no change. See.
Descent checklist?
Descent checklist. Okay, hydraulic quantity.
Quantities check.
Pressure check. Emergency air pressure check. Cabin pressure panel is set. Time trim.
Here's the lock.
Approach briefing.
Complete.
And performance.
Review.
Descent checklist complete.
Check. So I'm going to start the descent about, we have a great speed, so yeah, in about 4 miles. We'll start the descent almost right away. They put all the TCAS is already below, great. And we log the trim. That's the TD system. On this aircraft you have like two fuel management system. You have the FCU, which is the basic of any turbine engine, and you have the TD, the temperature datum valve, which is gonna fine-tune, let's say, our fuel to the engine, because the FCU is not precise enough. So every power lever position is associated with the temperature, and that's the TD valve that controls it. And when we go a certain below a certain position of the power lever, the TD system change its mode of operation, and it's gonna make the engine fluctuate a lot. So that's why we lock the trim, the temperature data valve at a certain position with that switch. But upon landing, we will cap it down. It's just for our comfort and more precise during the descent, more precision on the power lever during the descent. Okay.
All right, good. Perfect center, Nolinor 890, ready to lower.
Nolinor 890, descend 6,000, report leaving 12,000, Churchill altimeter 3023.
Clear to for 6,000, report at 12,000, and we expect iron out on the runway to the opposite.
Okay, Nolinor 890, clear direct to SIC.
Clear direct to SIC, Nolinor 890. 6,000 and report 2,000.
Yes, sir.
6,000.
Direct music.
And direct music. Direct. Confirm. Course.
022. How's the precipitation?
It's coming down.
Oh, we just got a bump.
At 126.7.
Yeah, you can do the 26.7 right away. I'm gonna pick kick number 1. Okay, check. I'm gonna put the seatbelt sign on.
Let's see, 30 minutes from...
Well, 15 minutes.
15 minutes from for land?
Yeah, 15 minutes for land. 13 speed.
Check.
So with direct cruise 6, expecting cruise 6 3,000 feet, 17, so we should be 51 back. We are 53, that's good.
That's good, alright. Okay, precipitation is coming down.
Sure.
A little bit more.
Yeah, let's target 700 feet per minute, something like that.
look.
Yeah. So Andre is also controlling the rate of the precipitation change. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a vario down there. That's the vario of the cabin. Now it's a negative, so the cabin is going down with us. We are going down at 1,500 feet, and the cabin is barely 400 maybe.
Yeah.
Our target is to reach 700. Sometimes it's a bit long. The system is very slow. It's all pneumatic, all lines going through the aircraft, and it has a slow reaction time. Weather is good here, but I think at Churchill, Churchill is a little bit straight ahead, so it should be almost there. Oh, it's not so bad. We can see a marvelous Churchill River here, flowing straight to Churchill.
Alternator transition.
3023. 80,100.
Yeah. Check.
As you can see, I'm going straight to the barbacoa and the descent the speed, and I see this last 1,400 feet. And we are going to cruise 6, the first waypoint on our air nav approach for runway 32. Call
126. Right now? Okay.
He'll probably won't speak back. He's going to hear you, but he won't be able to talk back. So just tell him we're going to be landing in 13 minutes.
13 minutes? Okay, I'm done. C'est quoi son call sign?
C'est Bob Radio.
Nolinor 8902, your estimate for Cusick.
Estimating Cusick in 7 minutes.
Back on VHF.
But nothing new. He just asked us for our estimate for Cusick, the first waypoint. Can you reduce the range to 40 miles, please? Or maybe even 20 miles. That's be crazy.
20 miles. Set.
The rain is still good. It was good up there on the cruise, but
I'll check again.
Check again.
Fine tuning.
The weather is nice.
And pretty good.
Yeah, rain is good.
Winnipeg Center, Nolinor 890, we're leaving 2000.
Here now, clear the Churchill Airport, Darnav, runway 33, approach via Pusick.
Nolinor 890, we cleared to AirNav, runway 33 at the Churchill and via Pusick.
Rotor 890, that's correct. What's like for traffic, holding 615, and currently 40 miles to the south of
26.9, 890.
Okay, we're clear for the approach?
Yes, and we can change the frequency 26.9.
Perfect.
Oh, okay. So,
It's done. Okay,
it's
so
done.
put me the 100 that's got my for altitude, 2300 please.
Okay, yes. So 10,000 feet.
Yeah, go check this.
Check this. Fuel and boost back.
Let's check on lights out.
Rolling bypass and easy pump.
No, green light.
Altimeter.
There's 3023 with 9,100 feet.
Check right. Seatbelt sign.
Is on.
Madame.
To go.
To go.
Now it's on.
Now it's on. Approach check is complete.
Check. The 737 is about to take off. We don't have the runway in sight. Once we get through the clouds, it gets. Yeah, it's done. If we can be through the clouds, then we'll cancel the instrument. The other guy is waiting on the ground. Their clearance is very short, so we can help them to cancel the instrument, but we are still in the clouds. That's the problem. Temperature is below zeros. That's the ice on, as we are running in the clouds. But they are good. Their clearance is good for London. They are really good. So, yeah, and see ice up. Through the clouds. I didn't know. But did you call him? No, call him.
Churchill Radio, good morning, Nolinor 890.
Nolinor 890, Churchill Radio, good morning.
Good morning, sir, Nolinor 890, 5 miles from Pacific estimating Pacific 4 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Nolinor 890, adjusting 19, altimeter 3023.
3023 Nolinor. Can you turn down the heat a little bit, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, at least 5 to 10 seconds. It's spoiling.
It's coming. Very up.
We can put the MSA 1,400 feet, and I'm down to 3,000.
Check. 1,400.
One pointer, track 335.
Right.
If I disconnect, I'll take it back.
Check.
Let's go to the ship wrap. So I'm reducing the torque to the minimum, and then we'll put the gear down and the flaps as soon as we have this. We need maximum speed 173 knots to get the gear downs, and then the flaps is 160, 156, depending on the position. So we have the runway side right in front of us, and Churchill Town is a little bit on the left there. Okay, 73.
Here we go.
Gear down.
Gear down and 100 feet.
Very like that. And the speed is good. Flap 17. You'll see the flaps going down
Flap
here.
17.
The gauge is there. I'm going to keep a speed of at least 130 knots until while we have 17 degrees of flaps.
And I will put
And I'm extending also the landing light and the taxi light.
Yeah, we'll put the subject altitude.
Yeah, 1,400. That's for the ocean. That's a good one.
Okay, check. Mines. Before 100.
I feel I'm almost on the next one. So as you see, when Andre capped the temperature switch, the temperature lights went on, and now the TD valve is in another mode, so it's not working. We're gonna have more spit on our power levers. We should, but it's very fine now.
Yeah. 150.
Right, correct. And correcting like track, a little bit on the right of the run. Check. Oh yeah, I have 1,700. That's what I have. Target IDO is 1,400.
Yeah.
And reaching the flaps. Final flaps 28 degrees, and landing checklist. Here we go, 1,400, maybe 50 feet above the landing.
Okay, check. 28. Landing checklist, sink and set and temperature.
There's a center and cap.
Wing and tail on the ice.
It's pull out, and it's off on my side too.
Landing gear. Nose wheel.
We have 4 green lights for the AC pump and the 3 landing gears, down and lock.
Left.
And it's center on my side of the tail.
Okay, flaps.
Flaps 28, confirm.
Landing checklist complete.
Check. So I'm going to target 121 for the speed and 106 on the over the threshold.
Around 200 feet above profile.
Check. Everything. So we have a strong left crosswind today. About 16 gusting 28, I think. Can you ask in a wind check? Just in a wind check.
And Churchill Radio, Nolinor 890, can we have the wind check, please?
Nolinor 890, roger. Wind 270 at 12, gusting 17.
Nolinor 890, thank you.
Oh, it's not that strong.
One hundred. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
The lights on.
Reload the controls. So now our engines are still in high speed. When we reach 35 knots here, we're going to lower the speed to 10,100 RPMs with the two buttons here. Oh, you're too sweet with me.
Yeah, it's nice.
You never say that. First time you say that. Okay, we don't shift.
Car number 2. Is stable. 1. Engine stable.
Roger. So when I'm downshifting, Andre is guarding the emergency handle. If the RPM goes below 9,900 RPM, he pulls him, because otherwise we might burn the engine, because the bleed valves are still going to be open, and there's not going to be enough air to cool the engine, and it's not supposed to go below 9,900. If it goes that low, something's wrong, so we don't take any chance, we pull the engine. At this point, it's no big deal if we handle an engine.
No.
The day is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your journey begin, yes.
Yeah. And we go to the hotel. Ciao, Mesa. No, it's not true. We'll help.
Churchill Radio, Nolinor 890.
I have T-Bob in sight.
Okay, we have 2,800 PSI.
Roger. Back with the old truck.
Oh, yeah.
Too bad. Parking brake set. Shut down.
Radar.
Stand by.
Cabin pressure panel, safe brake on. Parking brake.
Set.
RPM.
Nope.
NTS test.
On.
Fuel and ignition.
Off.
Parking brake.
Reset.
NTS test.
Is up.
Bell sign.
Off.
See you guys.
See you later.
Peter E. Cockpit Heater.
Is off.
GPI, standby horizon.
Off. Off.
Okay, inverter.
Soon off. We are waiting 2,200 RPM.
And
Now it's off.
Beacon lights off and emergency light disarm. Shutdown checklist complete.
Roger. Good for the door.
15:48.
And now the flight attendant is opening the door and the passengers are going to be released.
Ok, fuel remain un petit peu plus que 5000. $5,200.
So thank you guys. It's been a pleasure having you on board.
Eclipse fan. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So Eclipse fan, that's it. Welcome to Churchill,
Yes.
Manitoba. Hope you enjoyed the flight, and we would like your. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes. we are very glad to be with you for this flight to Churchill. Nolinor 891.
Yeah.
890. Sorry.
Farewell. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Bye bye.